Moving on to site reviews, I want to thank Yahoo, who has agreed to sponsor today's session on site reviews. We've had, what, over 40, 50 different requests for site reviews. We can't get to all of them. We're going to get to as many as we can. So with that said, let's go to the live site. So Don, one of the first things that I'm seeing here with Great Golf Deals is that you have this left and right column. Now you've got all of the top nav here, the About Us, Store Info, which is not product related, but then you go into golf clubs, and you've got a consolidated list of your product categories there at the top, but the left and right column, I think, are squeezing everything else on the home page. You know, the green bar there with the customer reviews, I mean, that's good, but then below that, you kind of have some redundant links. Now you're back to shop by category, and here you've got the categories here in the top. So I would prefer to have the home page be a little bit more open so it just has more space to merchandise. Now, the space that you are using, the rotator, first of all, I think it's going really fast. It's not really consistent. You know, you're using some, you know, each rotator to promote either a specific item or another section item or something like that. And I would want you to be a little bit more specific with that. The other thing I would say about the home page is that you're not really providing a visual summary of the entire store. I see a lot of golf clubs when I first look at it, but I want to see everything that this store offers, not every item, but I want you to visually touch on what this store carries. So in other words, I don't see any golf bags. I mean, once you go down the fold a little bit, then you start seeing some carts and some watches and things like that. But I would encourage you to visually summarize everything about your store above the fold as much as possible. What do you think, Don?
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the home page here, I already, did some poking at this site. First off, going back to the rotator, I don't see a way to pause it. Or, I mean, yes, if I'm paying attention, I can see that this graphic is attached to that button at the bottom that's now dark green. But personally, I've had times where I see something on a rotator and then I want to stop and see it, and now I don't know how to stop it, get back to it, whatever. Also, my issue with the left nav actually has to do with the customer comments at the top. It's sort of nice that you get customer comments there, but actually when you're navigating through the site, you'll notice that the customer comments don't appear, then they pop in.
They pop in, yeah.
And then what will happen is the nav, maybe it's not popping in on this one, but there it goes, and then the nav shifts. I literally had it when I was navigating the site. I was trying to click through to something, clicked on the shop by category, went to click on a product, it changed pages, the nav shifted, and then all of a sudden I clicked on a different link that I didn't mean to because everything moved.
Right.
So it was annoying to me.
Yeah, and check out this item page. I mean, you've got all this green here, and then you've got this kind of noisy ad section, which is on the item page, and to me that's just distracting from the main purpose, which is add to cart. And here you've got this button that says, save money, join today. I don't even know what they're wanting me to join, and that's adjacent to the add to cart button. So I think a lot of this can be toned down. I talked to some merchants to say they want the wow factor on their product page, but this is not the place to wow. To me, the visual interest needs to be on two things: the product photo and the add to cart button. Anything else that's driving you away from those two things is distracting you, and I think can hurt conversions, right?
Yeah, I mean, I personally am not fond. I mean, they feature these things on the right, and it's basically the right column is the same on every page. And I personally, you want it on one place, you want to put on a section or something like that, but once we get to the item page, I want to see them buy this item. I don't want to see them now go, oh, what's this on the right, and go to something else. I want to see them click that add to cart. And I understand the join today has to do with their club member, because they've got a club member price and everything. On the top of my head, I'm not sure what to do with that, but I just feel like there needs to be something moving it, maybe put a little explanation near it, maybe put that a little below the add to cart with a little explanation about it down there. I'm sure you can probably click on the club member price, text at the top and see that, but this way we can sort of get it together and get them to see that.
Right. Now, if you actually want to purchase this, first thing I want to point out is the use of color. Your search bar is red, add to cart's red, current deals is red. So you have these three boxes that are about the same size, kind of vying for your attention on the page. But then once you press add to cart, and it takes you to the checkout, then you see this giant red search button, which completely dominates because the rest of the layout is done in green here. So you've got this, pretty good button here with proceed to secure checkout. But because of all these other green bars here, I think it's taken away from that. I mean, I personally think that this top nav should probably go away. You got this keep shopping button. You see what I mean by that, Don? What do you think?
Yeah, I agree entirely. Yeah, I mean, the proceeded checkout, needs to stand out, and it doesn't. It blends in with everything else. And I understand you want to like, oh, it matches my colors, but you need it to stand out. You need that to be what they see to move forward.
And add a progress bar here too. I mean, this real estate that you're using here for the top nav, I would encourage you to use a progress bar. You don't know where you're at in the checkout process. You're not sure exactly what's expected of you from this point. One of the things I saw a lot in the sites that submitted for review, Don, is that they would start the progress bar if they had one after this page. And I personally think that page 1 of your checkout needs to be part of the progress bar and not just subsequent pages, right?
Yeah, I would say, let them know they're, basically they're in the funnel, and here's the funnel you need to go through.
See, now you see that here.
That's there.
Yeah, you see that there, but you need to, set expectations early on. That would help a lot.